Hello, it's Rani Yoga Devi. Welcome to my home in Lakeshore. And I am wanting to talk about castor oil and castor oil packs for your throat and your hips. So I'm going to start today with talking about the skin. I have castor oil all over my face right now, my whole face, including my eyes. Castor oil is very good for balancing out the skin, so it's very good for acne. I don't particularly have acne, but all of us do break out once in a while. And I think I have like a little bump down here somewhere, which will be gone by tomorrow. I'm not worried about it. So we can use the castor oil on the skin of the face. For benefit, you can actually blend it in with a cream if you'd like to, but I prefer using it neat and then using my cream separately so that they can have their individual benefits separately. I think that works better. I also have put it on my eyebrows, my eyelashes, as well as my eyes. So for your eyelashes, the benefit is that it helps the health of the eyelashes and it helps them to grow longer and thicker. And that's really nice when you have very fine eyelashes. I have fairly fine eyelashes, and I find that they do grow a little bit thicker and a little bit longer when I'm using the castor oil regularly on them. The eyebrows, as you get older, you will notice that in the middle of the brow area, it gets a little bit thinner. Now, I haven't been using castor oil regularly for a while. I've just got some new castor oil, because what I had was too old to use. And you hadn't used it for a while. But this part of the eyebrow gets a little bit thinner. My phone just turned off. So anyhow, that gets a little bit thinner. And when it gets a little bit thinner, I'm thinking that perhaps the castor oil might help to thicken that up again. When we do our makeup, of course, we can just add a little bit of brown in there, either with a brow pencil or a brow powder. If you don't have a brow powder, you just find the right color brown eyeshadow. Doesn't matter. Okay, so now that we've talked about that, we've talked about how we're using it on the face and on the eyes. And then I'll talk about what I'm doing with my neck, and then we'll go back to the quality of the castor oil. So I have this on my throat. This is a castor oil pack that is designed for use on the throat. What I really like about it, I don't know if I can really show it well, but right here, there's an indentation here, and right here, the same indentation. And I wondered what that was for when I bought it, but it made sense once I opened it up and held it this way. I'm like, oh yeah, that's going to allow for better stability through the part that has the castor oil on, because when you bend your neck, it's not going to fold too much because of this being right there, and aids on the comfort. And because you're supposed to wear a castor oil pack for 45 minutes to an hour, you do want it to be comfortable. So you want to be comfortable no matter what you're doing when you're wearing it. You might want to be wearing it to sleep and wear it for longer. So there you go with that. I have tonsil stones, and I'm hoping that this will help with this condition. And the tonsils basically fill up with mucus. It's really gross. It turns into hard stones, which eventually you'll have a cough, and you will cough them out. But there's no other way to remove them other than to use a why is mine not coming to me right now? A water pick. Sorry, my brain just wasn't coming for it. A water pick, which is a device that you can use to clean between your gums to get a little bit more out of the gum area and a little bit more between the teeth than you can just brushing your teeth. So they can also be used at my gastroenterologist was ENT, an ear, nose, and throat specialist, recommended to use that on the tonsil stones, and it helps a great deal. I don't think there's very much left of them, and they come and they go, they come and they go constantly. So they're never completely gone until one day your body decides it doesn't need to protect your throat that way. It's interesting. So there's that bit of it. So what I really like about using castor oil is that it pulls toxins out of your body, and it can help alleviate pain, and it can also help to diminish any swelling in the body, any inflammation in the body. And most pain is inflammation related. So I've got bursitis in my right hip, and that is, whenever you hear itis, you know that is for inflammation. So arthritis, bursitis, all these itises, they are all inflammation. So the best thing you could do is use something natural to reduce that inflammation. And if you have to take medication for the first little while, take the medication, but also do the castor oil. And when you find that it's backing off, then you don't need the medication anymore. If it comes back and you haven't been doing the natural things that you should be doing, like maybe a clamshell or a pelvic tilt or a bridge, those three things, if you've got bursitis, are very helpful. If you're not doing them on a regular basis and using the castor oil, it will come back. And it's okay if it comes back, just treat it as usual. So you'll figure out over time how much castor oil you need to use, how regularly you need to use it, and how much regularity you need it for, whether it's the throat, the hip, the lower back, wherever you might need it. So that being said, I want to mention that in looking for a castor oil pack, I wanted to find the best castor oil pack, but I also wanted to find the best quality castor oil, because the quality of castor oil does determine the effect. I used to use an Edgar Cayce brand, and I haven't been able to find that here in Leamington. That's what I used to get in Toronto. It was from Palma Christi. It was a good brand. And what I've got this time is a different brand. This is the Queen of the Thrones brand. It's an organic castor oil. And I got it at the local health food store, and that might be where you get it, are able to get it as well. This particular one is 100% organic. And castor oil is made by pressing the seeds of the castor bean plant. It's moisturizing and conditioning for the skin, the hair, and the nails, and of course the cuticles of the nails as well. And it's been used for centuries to help the body, the skin of the body. And you probably grew up in a family where you had a spoonful of castor oil in the morning when you were a child, because it was deemed really, really important for the immune system. And I guess we could talk about that another day. I want to talk more about skin and how it helps the skin. So this particular castor oil that I just showed you, obviously I sought out a high-quality castor oil. It's 100% pure. It's hexane free, it's extra virgin, expeller pressed, organic castor oil, and it is stored in a glass bottle. And again, that's called the Queen of Thrones brand that I am using. So the castor oil has been used for centuries as a moisturizer for the eye area, the facial area, and cuticles. But what a lot of people don't know is it also helps the hair growth and to balance it out. So it's very good also for your eyebrows and for your eyelashes. And I notice that when I do use it, my eyelashes are longer and in healthier shape, and I'm hoping to grow back a little bit of brow in this area where it tends to get a little bit thinner there as we get older. So hopefully this will help a little bit. Okay, so oh yes, the castor oil pack. I was going to get back to it. This white fabric around my neck is basically a specially designed castor oil pack for the throat. It has an edging on it so that it doesn't seep out. The castor oil stays in the pack where it should be. And it also has a little bit of a Velcro attachment at the back, so you can set it to the size of your neck so that it's held firmly but not too strongly against your neck. You could breathe and move around naturally, because you do have to wear it for 45 minutes to an hour. And yeah, so I'm planning to use this not just for the tonsil stones, but also the muscles in our neck coming from about here can get very, very tight. So I like to massage this area above and below and make sure it gets a good stretch, because you get a lot of striations in those muscles. That means a muscle under stress. And the neck muscles are under stress because we are often in a forward head position rather than aligned properly, and that causes more tension here. Well, when we're talking to people, we do tend to put that head forward, lean in towards them. When we watch TV, we do the same thing. When I bend to write, I'm doing the same thing. So you really want to observe your own body movements and when your head is going more forward, because that'll give you an idea of what you need to do to keep your own neck nice and healthy. Mine is particularly long, so I don't know whether people with long necks have more problems with their necks or not, but I'm happy with the size of this for somebody with a long neck. Somebody with smaller neck might find that it goes up closer to the chin for them, but it wouldn't be a bother because of these. So I think it's a very good design. And say, yep. Oh, so I've already mentioned that the muscles on the neck can be tight due to the forward head posture, and when we read and when we talk to others, I forgot about reading, so that's good. And so we have to do corrective exercise and massage for the area around the neck. So we may cover that in an upcoming video, because I did do a little bit of this, and that's really important, but I'll go into that a little bit more deeply on another day. I recommend that you use packs with regularity and note down when you've used them so that you can kind of gauge the results you get based on the frequency. And I believe that the more frequent you do use them, especially when you are already inflamed, the better. Ideally, you want to do it before you get inflamed, so that it's a regular, ongoing treatment that you do, not just for emergencies, because it's really, really good to help you overcome bursitis. But wouldn't it be better if you didn't experience the bursitis? Yes. Or arthritis, what have you. I was going to talk about why it's nice to use it on the eye for people who have allergies and are very, very sensitive. So your eye area is a sensitive area for most of us, but some people can use a lot of makeup and not have any problems around the eyes. But while others will have watering eyes from makeup or from things landing on the skin in the environment. So you could have a little bit of like a dust or a dust mite or something like that just falling on your lashes as you walk through the environment, as you walk through your home, as you clean your home, whatever. So that's why it's really important to use products that are not going to cause more irritation. You don't want to use a product that's comedogenic, which means it causes you to get comedones, otherwise known as pimples. So comedone sounds like a better use of language. It sounds like a better word, but it's still the same thing. So we can use it to prevent problems, or we can do it to also treat other things as well. So you can use the castor oil by itself, or you can add other oils to it for a certain part of the face, or you can add essential oils to it for a certain part of the face. You do not want to put essential oils near your eyes for sure, but you could, say if you had some sensitivity in the skin in this area, you might want to put a tiny bit of lavender oil, not a lot, but very much, just a tiny little bit. Too much will irritate the skin rather than help it, because they're very active, essential oils, so you don't want to overuse it. Oh, and this is a really, really thick oil, so you will want to tie your hair back before putting it on your face, or even on your neck, because you don't want even the back of your hair to be, swinging into it and getting into that as you're putting it on and taking it off. It's feeling very soothing right now. I'm enjoying having it on, to be honest with you. I'm really liking it. Feels good. It feels calming to the throat. Yeah, I think I've covered everything that I had in my notes here now. Yeah. So I guess I've pretty much covered off the points that I wanted to make. I did a video earlier, but I didn't like the way it looked. But it flowed so much more naturally, and then I made notes about all the things that I said on there, and it never comes across as naturally as it did the first time when you just go blah, 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 blah. So anyhow, preparation in the mind is really important. If you have to do any public speaking, preparation in the mind is extremely important. And then if you make notes, what happens is it gets a bit more choppy. It's just very interesting. Unless you look at those notes and then you expand them and expand them and expand them, and then they're a script. And then when you've got a script, you want to put it right up in front of you, but it's a lot of work for a very short video. So I find it nicer to just, go naturally as possible. But this video isn't that today. This video is a video that sounded great but didn't look great. Redone. And now it sounds a little choppier, but oh well. You'll still get the point. And as usual, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns about anything that I've discussed in today's video, then I welcome your questions, your concerns, so that I may clarify them. So thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate every last one of you. Thank you so much for coming to my channel. And thank you for those of you who have actually joined the channel as well. I really, really appreciate those who have signed up and joined the channel. And you can also ask for reminders of when I post something, or alerts, I should say. I think it's alerts. So thank you again. Rani Devi, signing off.